Hey, perfect spirit. I'm Sam Shelley. They call me the Miracle Man. Now let's create a miracle in your life right here, right now. Let's do this. So if you're new to my channel, I talk about getting rid of all that head trash, which is all those beliefs, opinions, stories, basically the mental nonsense that's not supporting you. So subscribe to this channel, like it, share it out. Let's get that message out there that you are not your head trash. You are the witness to the head trash. You are the perfect spirit. You are that consciousness. But we get so attached to our beliefs and opinions, it really slows us down. So today I want to talk about the energy, our attitude that really shapes our life. So just imagine if you have two ways to look at life: indifferent or inspired. So if you're indifferent to life, things may be boring, things not working out. It's just sort of blah. And when it's kind of blah, this indifferent type of energy, like you really don't care, you're not involved, then it feels like you're, walking through mud, walking through the swamp. And it really is the swamp. It's the head trash swamp. This place of indifference, of not caring, really not caring about you in the direction that your life is moving. So you got other choice you have to look is this inspired life, to realize, yes, I'm alive. There's possibilities here. There's potentials here. And really approaching life with enthusiasm, seeing the good in all things, then looking to see how can I move life in a different direction. It's almost like you're an active player in life, as opposed to indifferent. You're just sort of going with the flow, that whatever life throws at you, you just sort of deal with the best you can. But it's really like walking through mud, the swamp. But it's really this head trash monster that devours you, saying you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough. Just a bunch of nonsense. So just think about that. Where is my energy? How's my attitude? Is the attitude not supporting an indifferent type attitude? Or maybe a fear type attitude? Afraid to step out of your comfort zone? Or is it like an inspired attitude, like living? Inspired is from in spirit, living from perfect spirit, and then taking action from here, saying, yes, I'm alive. Let's do this. Let's create this new reality. So life responds to our every thought. The universe is saying yes, yes, and yes again. So if you're anxious, the universe will hear that and give you more anxiety. You're worried, the universe will hear that and give you more worried. You're having a hard time meeting your bills, the universe will hear that and continue to make money a struggle for you. But on the other hand, if you live this inspired life, maybe you don't have the money to pay the bills, but you live this inspired life, saying, all right, I don't have the funds right now to pay this bill. How can I get those? And you just listen to that voice within you. And you keep taking that step and that step and that step. And you just keep doing it, because spirit will lead you to those resources. Whether it's a new job, a check coming out of nowhere from some refund you didn't remember about. Just a synchronicity happens that's hard to explain when you live an inspired life. If you're living life on purpose, as opposed to just going with whatever the mind tells you to deal with and accept. This is your lot in life, just deal with it. That's nonsense. Throw that stuff out and let's live this inspired life. Let's find that deeper meaning within you, that you were born for a reason. Your birth was no mistake. The odds of you actually being born in this body is tremendous. It's like 1 in 400 trillion or some obscene number that I just know Gary Vee talks about a lot. Like, really realizing the miracle that is you, to actually have this body, these experiences. It's quite remarkable. But yet we can have this indifferent energy because the mind is just filled with junk. It's nonsense. We really need to throw it out and live at this deeper place as perfect spirit, knowing all is possible. But this says, no, it's not possible. You don't have the right energy. You're flat. You're mute. Blah, blah, blah. You're in a really low energy state of fear, depression, anxiety, worry, stress. And it just keeps you more stuck in the mud. It's like, yes, I'm alive. Let's go have some fun. Oh, I'm alive, but this experience isn't so much fun or enjoyable. But let me see what kind of good I can find here. Okay, the good is that I'm still breathing. If I'm breathing, then I could take some steps to move around the situation or to handle the situation in a more clear-minded focus of slowing down, taking time to tune in and seeing what's best for you in this situation. That there's no one right way, just your way from the deeper place, not the way up here in the mind. The mind's leading you astray. Things won't usually work out too well if you follow the mind. It may seem things like you're going pretty well for a while, but eventually you're going to hit that wall and the mind's going to freak out and just not handle the situation well. Or the mind will grow impatient, give you a story. But sometimes we have to have that patience to allow that wisdom to rise up and only be content with that one step. And the mind has a hard time with only knowing one step. The mind wants to know all the details, the whole plan, before it even takes that journey, starts onto that path. But Spirit is asking you to take this one step, then take the next step, and then the next step. Spirit may give you 2 steps, maybe, but usually it's just going to give you that one. And it's not going to definitely give you like 15, 20 steps that the mind demands to have everything all laid out, perfectly planned for you. It never works out that way. Then when you do these 20 steps the mind said you had to do to create this, this goal, this expectation, when you actually get there, it doesn't match up exactly as you planned. And when there's a mismatch, that creates the stress, the anxiety. Start beating yourself up because you did something wrong on those 20 steps. No, you didn't allow yourself to do step by step, because life can't be constantly planned out. Life is fluid. You think things are going a certain way, so you take this one step and you're like, oh, it changed course. I need to take a little jog over this way. Oh, it's changing course again. I got to jog a little bit over this way. So you're always doing these little tweaks. That's where Spirit is always taking these little tweaks, that life is dynamic. It's not static. So when you're in this indifferent state, then you are in this static energy. And you're just going to get a bunch of chaos, nonsense, stuff you don't want, stuff that make you miserable. But if you're living in this inspired state, yeah, you're going to have some bumps and bruises along the way as you begin to trust yourself. And some of the things that Spirit is asking to do isn't exactly easy, if you will. In my own case, when I heard that I needed to do yoga, my balance was terrible. Now, I would fall over a lot in the beginning of yoga. But within 6 months, my balance was restored. I didn't need my cane anymore. Everything started to change because I took that leap of faith that Spirit knows best. The mind guesses while Spirit knows. So just constantly ask yourself, where is my energy? Do an energy check. Am I feeling indifferent, blah today? Or am I feeling inspired, full of life, full of vigor? And maybe you're doing a task that doesn't really inspire you. Maybe it's that day job. It just feels like it's draining you. Well, then maybe it's time to clear that head trash and find that passion that lights you up. Then do that for a living. But then the mind will say, you can't make money doing that. You can't survive doing that. That's nonsense. Go use my best friend Google. Type in that passion of yours. Type it in and see who the experts are in that field. Maybe it's like, I don't know, some kind of obscure task like making balloon animals. I'm sure you can find someone out there that makes a career out of balloon animals. There are probably these really intricate balloon sculptures. I really don't know, but I'm sure there's probably someone out there that makes a living creating balloon animals, because all things are possible. It's simply the mind creating rules saying that's nonsense. We don't really know till we actually experience. Otherwise, it's an intellectual exercise. It's a mental exercise, but you really don't know till you actually have that physical experience. So just take good care of yourself. Go tune into you and live an inspired life. You deserve the best in life. So tune into spirit, that consciousness, trust your insights. Do the work to clear out the nonsense and just step into your power, your truth. You got this. Take good care of yourself. Bye for now.